Welcome to Hey Therapist. I'm your host, Leslie Ross. With me is my producer, Jay Wesley Lindley. Let's get mental. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome. Here we are.
We're going to continue that episode from last week. So if you didn't listen to last week's episode, go listen. However, as random as we are, you can probably just continue on with this one and not miss a beat. So let's go.
Let's go with Leslie and Riley. If you really believed you didn't have control over something, you'd accept it as a matter of fact. What do you struggle to accept that you have no control over?
Other people.
Truly.
I mean, I struggle when people don't do what I want them to do. Yeah, I mean, it's just who I am. I want what I want when I want it.
Yeah.
And I can become a brat, and I try not to be, but I do struggle, especially when I don't understand what might be happening, why something's happening. And so, again, I'm big on communication, and like if I'm going silent on you, if you're not hearing from me, or if I'm short answering you, you're going to know, listen, I had a shit day. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to take it out on you, but I just really, this is what you get. But I do struggle. To accept that I'm not in control of everything in the world.
Yeah.
I want to be in control of everything. And I know that's the anxiety. It's the trauma. I understand all of those things. And so I do try to myself unclench and recognize that people are people and people are going to do what they want to do. And it doesn't matter how hard I try to control that. It doesn't matter how hard I let go of that. It doesn't matter what I do other than being myself in how they respond and how they react and how they choose to move in the world. So that's probably my biggest struggle and the one thing that I want to control. And if I could just like let people be and just be like, you know what? I know what they say. I'm going to try to believe what they say and I'm just going to keep it moving. But I want to fix it. I want to talk about it. I want to change it. I want to do all these things that are not in my control.
Yeah. I would say for me, I struggle to accept, and this is what I don't have control over, obviously, is just people's opinions of me. That's hard. When you know that you can't really control that. You can't control what someone's opinion of you is. And it's like, what the hell? Like, I wish you would take the time, to truly get to know who I am before you gathered this opinion about me, or you let someone else tell you how your opinion of me should be. And I do struggle with that. I've gotten better with it, where I'm just like, that's a you problem if you have that opinion of me. I truly do say that all the time because I say that because I'm having to make myself believe that too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it is a you problem. And I need to be better at actually truly accepting that it's their problem. They have that opinion of me, not mine. So that is definitely a massive struggle for myself. And then it says, what part of you makes you think or hope otherwise about that situation?
Because I want people to do what I want them to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it is something I work on, kind of like you're saying with the opinion thing. Like I want to just say something and then somebody go, oh yes, I got it.
Yeah. Well, and like for me in my situation, like I immediately I truly try to lead with an open heart and an open mind with people. I do my best not to form an opinion about someone before I get to know them because I've been on that other side of that. So I wish that everyone could do the same for me. So that's what I hope for. I hope that other people would do that. I wish that people would be more open-hearted and open-minded before they form an opinion. And about all situations. Why don't you actually get to know or check into that situation before you actually form an opinion? Because I want them to be like me. I want you to. I want you to be open about that. And I think that people are really comfortable talking to me, and they literally tell me this all the time. They're like, you are so easy to talk to. The reason why I'm easy to talk to is because I don't, for a fact when you come and sit down in my chair or you talk to me as a friend across the table having a glass of wine, that I am so open. You could literally look at me and say, I just got out of prison because I was in prison for murder. And I go, how was that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to look at you and go, oh God, I can't be your friend. I can't sit here at the table with you. No, I mean, I'm going to literally, I want to know why. Do you want to talk about that or do you not? If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll form my opinion after that on what you, but I'm going to be open to the fact that you're sitting across the table from me and we're talking about this. Like, I don't know, and I think that's why people are comfortable with me. I do. I truly 100% believe that. I mean, people come to me and be like, I'm in an open marriage. Okay, great. How does that work for you?
Yeah.
Can't do it for me.
Like it, I love it.
But if that works for you, that's great. I don't really have an opinion about that because I've never been in one. I don't think that they work, but that's just me thinking. I don't know. I don't know because I've never done that. So
Right.
I don't know. Like there's just, people are just too quick to form an opinion because it's based on indoctrination.
Absolutely.
So.
And it's, there is the old saying, someone's opinion of me is none of my business.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the truth, because I am going to be me, and I'm going to be who I am all the time. And I'm going to be the same person with you as I am with the next person, as I am with the next person, as long as they are treating me with respect and they are doing the things that they should be doing. I'm going to treat everyone the same, and you're not going to get a different version of me.
Yeah.
Just because of who you are, unless you are disrespectful and whatever. But like, if you're just in general out there in the world, you're not going to get a different version of me. I am who I am. And if you don't like me, that's cool, because there's a lot of people I don't like because of who they are.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We can not like each other.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about it. You don't have to tell me. It's fine.
Yeah.
I can keep it moving. You can keep it moving. We should not be forming those opinions until you know someone.
Exactly. Yeah. This next one, which is our next to last, we're almost through with these. This next question, though, is really cool because it relates back to what I do for interior design.
Okay.
And I find this question really interesting because this is actually something that we actually talk to our clients about. So when I read it in this book, I was like, oh, okay. If you were to walk through your home and you were to put your hand on every single thing that you own, how many of them would make you sincerely feel happy or at peace? And why do you keep the rest?
Okay. Full disclosure. I have a lot of stuff.
Are you a knickknacker?
I am a knickknacker.
I love this because we're about to dive deep from an interior design perspective.
I have boxes of things, right?
Okay.
Again, because this is not my home. Like in my house, when I had my house in Oklahoma City, almost everything except for like Christmas decorations, everything had a little place. I collect Barbies, collector Barbies. I have shelves of Barbies in my house. No, they're in a box. But I like to collect glassware. Like I buy old vintage glassware. Okay. What the fuck am I going to do with it? I don't know, but it looks cute on my shelf.
Do you use it?
No. Okay. Not really.
So it doesn't serve purpose?
It does not serve purpose. It's just cute. I like it.
Your interior designer's nightmare.
I am. I really am. Like, the kids always joke about the estate sale that they're going to have.
Oh, yeah. People are going to get rich.
Going to be like, why did they have this and that? Which I have been really wanting to actually purge some, but then I don't want to throw it away because I liked it. And a lot of things I keep because...
This sounds slightly like hoarding.
It's not. I don't have a hoarding issue. It's not that bad. It could be. I could be a hoarder real quick. Like real quick. I have limit. But for me too, because I have a lot of my stuff is sentimental because it reminds me of a certain time. And it may be junk, but it reminds me of a certain time. And if I could figure out a way to encapsulate that without having the stuff in junk, I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't. And also for me, with the head injury that I've had and the memory issues that I have, having those things help me remember.
Mm-hmm.
So they even have a stronger sentimental attachment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't want it. I don't need it. I have so much stuff in junk and I hate it. Like right now I walk into the back of the house and I'm like, what the fuck is even in these boxes?
Yeah.
Like, which most of them are clear because I did make the transition. Like right now I've got a lot of moving boxes and things because a lot of stuff was out and about, but everything else that gets stored, like my standard storage in my other house out in the garage was pretty much Christmas decorations, like 80% Christmas decorations. And then the other was some stuff in junk that I didn't have a spot for, but everything is stored in a clear box.
Yeah.
So when I look at that tote, I know what's in it. And I would go out there every now and then and drag it out and just throw some things away. Like I would go through it and resort it and throw some things away. But now it's all just back there and it's overwhelming. And I really want to go through it and get rid of some things or sell some things or whatever. My ADHD can never. I can't do it alone. Like I need someone just being in the room with me. And that's an ADHD problem. Like that paralysis, we need someone just there cheering us on. I don't need you to actually do work. I don't need you to, but I need someone there to keep me going because I'm going to get so distracted and then I'm going to get overwhelmed and then I'm going to cry and then I'm going to go back in the other room and stop it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things I have do bring me a lot of joy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them remind me of something, or I have this investment in it, and just throwing it away or donating it doesn't feel good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
A little bit of an attachment issue.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's okay.
For sure.
It's okay. We've dealt with that. Like, I've dealt with that for years with like clients, and there is a definitely like a correlation when it comes to like design and things like that with us and what we do. And we don't ever want to create a space that someone doesn't like. But typically when people are hiring us, they're hiring us because they want their home to feel curated and designed and pretty, and they want to get rid of a lot of things. So I have this thing that I do with them if they are wanting, literally in the meeting yesterday, walked around this house and I was like, what are you wanting to bring over to this new home and this new chapter? And they walk through, and these clients they're going to be fantastic to work with, because they're like, don't really care if that goes, don't really care, we do want to use this, we want to use that. So we're like walking through, and I was like, is there anything that you're just like not really worried about or anything like that? And she was like, honestly, she was like, there's not really anything I'm just like fully attached to. There's just like certain things that I would like for us to use over there if possible. And it's really nice because typically with that, like, we're able to move the process quicker. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, we've worked with clients that have extremely strong attachment issues, and they are like literally wanting us to design this room around this horrific painting that was gifted from 6 generations down. Right. This like the Lord's Supper. And I'm sorry, but that's ugly. I'm no offense to anyone, but that's ugly.
And like, are you keeping it just because you feel like you should?
It's literally a family heirloom. So I have this thing now where I'm like, how about this? How about we store this correctly? We have it professionally stored for you, and when you're ready, you thank it for its service and tell it thank you, and we keep it. I'm not telling you to get rid of it. Right. I'm asking if you're wanting us to design a room around this, it's impossible. Like, I'm sorry. We're just not, that's just not who we are. And you may need to find a different, no, we'll do it. We'll do it. And once you kind of explain it to them, like, we're not asking you to get rid of this. I'm asking you to thank it, accept that it served its purpose for the time, but it's time to move on. You've hired us for a reason. Right. So a lot of times we do have to come to a home almost on a therapy level with people, because they are having to get rid of things that is not working. And then sometimes, like the ones yesterday, they were like, take what you want, otherwise we'll buy all new. They're wanting to pretty much redo their entire main home, and it's a full remodel, so it's going to be a great project to work on. But yesterday on the way home, my business partner has a home that is extremely eclectic and curated. It's done well. She is ready for change. And she was talking to me about her house yesterday, and she goes, like, what's your opinion on some things? And I said, I'll be honest with you. I was like, I think it's time for you to let go of some stuff. And she goes, I agree. She said, I'm ready to get rid of the knick-knack rally. And I said, I do feel like that you hold a lot of sentimental attachment to things. I said,
same, JC.
I was like, you literally have knickknacks of like her grandmother that she adored. And I told her, I said, you don't have to get rid of it. Nothing's telling you to get rid of it. I said, I'm not telling you to even change any of this. But I said, you have it just sitting around gathering dust. And I said, I don't think that you want your house to look like this anymore. Do you? Or you wouldn't be wanting to change it. Right. And she goes, you're right. And I was like, then why don't we thank it for its service, keep it. It's an heirloom. You know that you want to keep it. Let's store it properly and put it in storage. Yeah. I was like, if you want to do this, like, let's get your home the way that you want it to be. So you've been fighting this, I said, for literally over a year now of like, I cannot get my house the way that I want it to be. And I said, a lot of that's because you're not letting go of some stuff. I was like, you got to let go of some of this stuff and move on. Really get your home the way that you want it to be. And she has a beautiful home, but it's very eclectic. And it's done well. She's done a fantastic job with it. Totally not anything I'd ever do. I'm way past all of that, but she's wanting to create a more calm environment. And I told her, I said, a lot of that's coming from the fact that we're so busy. And I said, there's a psychological connection. And what people don't understand in interior design is if your room is chaotic, your brain feels chaotic. If your room is calm, your brain feels calm. It is that simple. When you walk into a room, and the Japanese culture talks about feng shui. And when you study feng shui is the art of creating a dwelling that feels comfortable. That's why you never walk into a room and the sofa's facing in reverse. Like you typically don't like to walk into a room that you walk to the back of the sofa.
Right.
Reason being is it shuts off the room. You're shutting off the energy in that room. You want the yin and the yang of that space. And a lot of people don't understand that in interior design, and they think that we just go in and we're click. Like for me, a lot of people treat me like I'm an Amazon designer,
Right.
and I'm like a click and pick designer, and I'm like, no, like I literally go through and I create balance in your space. And there's a method to the madness of why we do this and why we try to create these spaces, and we want to get to know you, and we want to know what you like and what you don't like, what you drive, what you wear, and the reason why we do that is because we're getting to know your psychological side before we create your physical side of your dwelling. And it sounds crazy. I know it does. I think people, and they're like, what in the world? And I'm like, then I'm done with your project. And they're like, my house feels incredible and it feels at peace. And I feel like this is my sanctuary. We get told that a lot. It feels peaceful and like home and my sanctuary and everything that I am. That is my job to do. Yeah. My job is not to go in and create a home that I think works for me. My job is to go in and create the home and the space that works for you. And it creates this beautiful harmony. And that's why when I saw this, I was like, literally, when you do create a space that makes you feel at peace and happy, and if something always feels off and you're constantly, I tell people, do you find or you feel the need to constantly be moving your space around, or something just feels off all the time, or you're constantly just like, you almost feel like you can't settle. And they'll be like, yeah. Then your home is not at rest. We've got to fix that. So, and sometimes it's just changing the color palette. Sometimes it's just changing the coffee table out. You know, I mean, it's just easy fixes sometimes, you know what I mean? But for myself, my home for me feels at peace. I literally curated everything in my home. If you were to visit my home, everything is intentional. Everything.
I've seen enough pictures to know.
It's very intentional. And it's art gallery style. Yeah. It's very curated. Everything means something. There is a room in my house that I'm working on currently still, and it's never felt quite at peace. And the reason why it doesn't is because there's this one missing formula to it. And we talked about it yesterday. JC and I talked about it yesterday. We were like, we got to find it. We know that we've got to find it. Once we do, I know that room will harmonize. Yeah. No, it will. It will be perfect. But it's crazy what your physical dwelling will do to your actual peace if it's off. That's why I preach all the time, in which I am OCD about my own space, but create a space that works for you, because if your home's chaos, your life will be chaos. Yes. If you literally will just work on that. I mean, even if you can't afford an interior designer, there's so many different options out there for you to look up. Google it. It will literally tell you. If you have ChatGPT will literally write a program for you and tell you what to do. You'll have to do it yourself, where when you hire a design team, we come in and do it for you, and you're getting to work with a tangible person, not a robot. It makes a difference. It does make a difference. Absolutely makes a difference.
And your mental health is very, like, the spaces that you are in, it makes a big difference. You know, clutter does stress you out. Even if it's your own clutter, even if you put it there, it stresses you out. When you talk about hoarding is a trauma response. Hoarding is an emotional response. People see hoarders, and I don't know if anyone's ever watched the show Hoarders or whatever, but it'll make you want to go clean your house. And you watch it, if you listen to the stories, you can see it. You're like, oh my God, how are they living like this? And the family's like, oh my God, how are they living like this? And then you talk to the people that are living in the hoard. There was some traumatic event. There's some loss. There's something. So they're holding on to everything.
Trauma.
To try not to lose control again, to try not to lose everything again. Yeah. So very much is, and for me, it is an attachment. I love my stuff. It makes me happy. It made me happy when I bought it. And it makes me happy now. And when I get out of the box, I like it. And then I put it back in the box. Yeah. But I know and I am at a point where I want to get rid of stuff. I just can't do it myself.
Yeah.
That's just where it is.
Maybe we do like a girls' weekend to start that.
I don't know that I want you in my space. You'd be like, what the actual?
I'm not like that though. The thing
I know
is,
you.
Like,
I'm just kidding.
I really am not like that. I'm actually like, to me, I don't think I've ever really walked into someone's space and felt like that. You know what I mean?
Imagine you.
But I definitely, when someone wants help, I love it. Yeah. I'm like, let's do it.
Okay.
So
you've offered now.
I would absolutely do it with you. Seriously. Okay, so the very last question, it's kind of a multi-part question, so I'm going to ask it line by line.
Okay, yeah, let's ask it in parts.
What bothers you most about other people?
Lack of empathy, or even the want to understand where somebody's coming from. And I've been that person, because, I mean, we've all been that person in life. Now, when I hear someone tell something or stay in their own thought process and not even consider someone else, if they're upset by something and they're not even considering the other person's side or what they might be going through, or just that they're a human, or if, you know, what's happening in the world now, when you see people trying to justify some actions that are happening out there, it blows my mind that you can't separate out of yourself and have some compassion and have some empathy. And even again, if you don't agree with a lifestyle choice, or you don't agree with what someone's doing, you know, we can still be good, ethical, moral, caring, compassion people. Yeah. And when someone doesn't do that, I don't understand that. I wish I could just magic wand them. Yeah.
Mine is almost identical. What bothers me the most is the lack of compassion, and that no one's able to view someone from a different perspective. Like, for you to actually step back and go, hold on, let me check myself real quick. Well, how would I react to this if it was happening to me, or vice versa? Like, I'd really do my best to put myself in other people's situations before I say anything, judge them, or even come from any angle at the situation. So that's probably one of what bothers me the most about people, is just their quickness to cast judgment. And I think that bothers me the most. What do you love most in other people?
Joy. I love to see people happy. I love it when people can find their joy, can find their happiness, can find love, can find peace. I love it when someone is even just okay, when I know that they haven't been, you know, and they get to the point of just being okay. Yeah. I love that. I love when they can share that. I love when they can be open and honest. And I think that's one of the things why we have such a good relationship too, is because we're on the same page with that. Like, it's no holds barred. Like, you get what you get. And if you ask, you're going to get it, and you're going to get honesty, and you're always going to know where I stand with you. And so I think that's what I love in other people, is when they can, and sometimes people can do it way better than I can. And I love that. I have, you know, one of my good friends, she is so good about, like, when she goes on dates with guys, if it's not it or whatever, she's so good at being, and I do it, but I hate it. But she's so good at just being like, listen, hey, that's that this isn't it. I appreciate your time, you know, or if something's going on and someone has done something, like, she's real good about telling, and I love that about her. So I just think that open and honest communication and being loving and compassionate is what I like about other people.
Yeah. What I love most in other people is, like, someone that has zest for life. Like, it truly makes me so happy. My friend Erin is one of those people. She is so fun. It's actually the person that gave me this book. She's so fun and has so much zest, and I just love watching it. She just walks around. She will literally break out and dance. And if she's feeling it, she'll just dance. I truly admire people like that they just love life so much, and they've been through so much, and they're just like, I'm going to live my life. I don't care. I have unapologetically themselves. That's what I love to see in people. That's what I love most in people, is when I see that happiness exude. It makes me happy. It makes me smile. I love to see people get giddy over shit. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. So that's probably one of the most things that I love in other people. What bothers you the most about yourself?
I think it goes back to what we talked about earlier. My neediness, the need for reassurance from certain people. Yeah. Like, it really bothers me. Yeah. I hate it. I hate that it's something that I need. I hate that it's something that bothers me when I don't get it. So yeah, I think it's that reassurance piece that is there. If I look, like, again, if I zoom out, it's there. It's there in other ways. It's there. But sometimes I want it in a very specific way. And when I don't get it, I spiral into the negative, dark places in my brain hole that I don't like to believe are still there, but I know are still there. So yeah, I think that's what bothers me the most.
I think for myself, what bothers me the most about myself is I care too much. Like, I truly get overly involved, and I'm working so hard on not letting things bother me and me not being overly caring in situations that really just don't matter. Like, it's just like so goofy. So that is one thing that I truly know about myself. And I do know that all comes from a self issue.
Sure.
I know it does. And definitely like almost lines in with kind of like want to be needed as well. Like, so like I definitely understand that part of me, but I acknowledge it. I haven't always understood it, but now I acknowledge it. I understand where I need to work on that part of my life. What do you love most about yourself?
I love the way I love. I love, and that's not just in that's friendships. That's everything. I love my ability to step outside myself and to which, some people say it's a downfall. But I'm not pouring my cup empty in anything, but I will give anyone anything I can. I will be there no matter what I'm going through. I'm going to be there for someone else if they need me. And I'm not going to make it about me. I'm not going to hold that against them that they didn't check on me or that they didn't know, because they probably don't know if I'm going through something, because I didn't tell them, because that's who I am too. I love that I can stay even keeled in certain times. I know I'm not perfect at it for sure, but I love who I've become and who I'm becoming, and what I've learned about myself and what I continue to learn about myself. And it's been a struggle, y'all. Again, we get on here and we talk about how we are and where we are, but it's been years in the making, and a lot of hard work and sweat and tears and failed starts and failed relationships and failed things. I'm pretty proud of who I am and how I handle myself, and I am who I am. There is no one that could be like, I don't know who that is. Like, that's not who she said she was to me. That's not what I got. Everyone's going to have the same story. You may not enjoy me, and so you may have a different version, and your perspective may be different, but you're all going to have the same story about who I was, because that's who I try to be every day, 100% authentically me. Yeah. And I like me. Yeah. Most of the time.
It's hard to talk about what you love most about yourself. Like, when I think of like...
Oh, for sure.
It's like, I love my integrity. I know that I have integrity. I love my willingness to try new things and my ability to be able to overcome hard things. Like, I do love that part of me. I love that I give out love the way that I do. Like, and sometimes I used to not, it would be like, I would always get angry at myself for doing it. But now I'm like, no, I love that part of me. I love that I'm this way. And I asked my friends the other day, like, what are like things about me, that you see? And one of my friends said, your charisma. They were like, you have this like charismatic and this charisma about you that just is so almost like toxic, but in a good toxic way. You know what I mean? Like,
it's infectious.
It's infectious, like an infectious toxic behavior. And she was like, I love it. She was like, it's just like the way that you can handle situations and things like that. So I've always known that I was a charismatic person and I had charisma, but I didn't. It's cool for someone else to be able to look at you and say that, you know. Sure. So those are things about me that I enjoy. Yeah, that's like a really hard thing to have to like sit down and you like really, dive deep into yourself about and be like, what do I love about myself? Those are things. Upon asking these questions, do you see correlation in all of them?
Oh, for sure.
It's kind of crazy because when you start asking, when we talk about what bothers us most about people, a lot of the times when we think about that, really what bothers us the most about people is the things that, it's not anything that we've done in the past, it's the things that we don't want to be.
And or it could be what you've done in the past.
Or what we've done in the past and we've overcome. I was talking the other day with a friend about this, and I said, I'm learning, and even this book was an eye-opener for me. I was pointing out this situation, and I was like, this person just absolutely gets on my nerves about this one particular thing. And I just kept saying, and I stopped myself, and I was like, wait, I understand now why this person gets on my nerves about this. And she was like, why? And I said, because it's everything I choose not to be. I'll fight my hardest not to be this version. I said, so what I'm doing is I'm pointing it out in them, and that's not their fault. I said, it's truly not their fault at all that they're this way. That's them. Why do I keep finding this one fault in them? Right. The reason why I do it and I see it is because I don't want to be. I fight my hardest not to be that. I think that's all of that is correlated. And there's all this huge correlation when we start like really diving deep in who we are. And you're like, well, I don't like the way that they do this. And then you start thinking like, well, the reason why I don't like the way they do this is because I've done that before. Or I think that is a terrible way to do this because of some kind of situation that I've been,
Right.
you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh my gosh, instead of us just stepping back going, there's a reason why they're doing this.
Yeah. Because it reminds me of
Yep.
this. This is why
There's
I
a
don't like the
reason-
way they're doing
Yep.
that. Is because
There's a reason.
it triggers me.
Yep.
Well, why is
So-
it triggering you? What is being triggered from them?
Yeah.
It's just like with coworkers and everybody else, but coworkers you don't have a lot of control over them
Yeah.
being in your space, right? Friends, family, all that, you can control a little bit of how much they're in your space. You have a coworker or someone that has a really bad trait, sometimes it's hard not to take it personal.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing this intentionally. They're not thinking, they're not considering me. They're not right because that's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
There's someone that doesn't do that. There's someone that doesn't, there's a lot of things that people do that have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
But you're taking personal just because they're doing it around you.
Yeah.
Or they are doing it to you, but it's not about you.
Yeah.
And when you can step back and it goes back to opinions, how people's opinions affect you and judgment, all those things. When you can step back and be like, it's who they are. Is it okay that it's who they are? Not really. Yeah. Am I going to be able to change that? Probably not. So what I need to do is change the way I interact with that.
Yeah.
And no, it's not personal. It's who they are. So how can I do that where it doesn't affect me? How can I do that where it's not making my day bad because I have to deal with this person who's an asshole? Well, maybe they're just an asshole.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do about that.
We hope that these 16 questions show you who you are and what you're meant to do.
That's right.
As we dug really deep into who we are.
Real deep. I don't like it. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's fine because we've been there before. But I think it's important to share that because we are not perfect people.
No.
And if there is someone out there on any of these podcasts and any of these people who are acting like they're perfect people and have never made a mistake and they're making all the right decisions always and aren't talking about the things that they've done in their past and aren't talking about the mistakes they made, that's not who you need to be listening to.
Mm-mm.
Because that's just false. Because it's just not reality. It's that, like we talked about, it's that artificial light shining.
Glitter.
It's glitter. So that's it.
That is it.
All right. See you next time.
See you guys.
Thank you for joining us on Hey Therapist. For my co-host, Riley DeWitt, I'm Leslie Ross. You can contact us on the website at heytherapist.com or on our socials at Hey Therapist Social. Hey Therapist is an SEOK radio production and is for your entertainment purposes only. Thank you for joining us. Make good choices.